Okay, in this video we'll be talking about Google Maps widget. So let's get right into it. So first thing we want to do is we want to click the plus sign so that we can add a section or uh, the number of the columns that you can see shown in this little preview. So let me just choose 2 columns. So as you can see, now it has a section and 2 columns. That's the first column, that's the second column. So now what I'm going to do is I want to insert the Google map. So what you want to do is you want to click this button, click that, and then you'll go to Google Map, click, hold, and drag. And let's say click, hold, and drag. I'm just going to put it on the first map, as you can see. First column, excuse me. Now by default, it shows London, but you can change it to Oklahoma City. Or if you have a specific address or specific building, that you can also put it here. So let's say if I want to put specific address, let's say Thunder Stadium, Oklahoma City. As you can see, it shows Chesapeake Energy Arena. So I technically should have renamed it Chesapeake Energy Arena in Oklahoma City, but it goes to show you that you don't have to be extremely precise to kind of pinpoint the location that you want to show if that location is, very famous, kind of like Chesapeake Energy Arena, or maybe like the Senate building or the Capitol building maybe. So as you can see, it says Oklahoma State Capitol. So so that's basically what it is. So you can, for your business, I actually recommend you to put the exact address or the name of the building. Anything that actually shows until it shows the accurate location on the Google map. Now the zoom is pretty obvious. What it does basically allows you to zoom in or zoom out. So right now the default is 10, but let's say if I want to make it 12, so I want to zoom in a lot closer. As you can see, it gets way closer than what it is. So let's say if I put it to 15, as you can see, it starts showing all the name of the addresses and things like that. So that's basically what zoom in it's all about. Now the height would definitely help, especially when you zoom in this close on the 15, 15 zoom in. So you want to have a larger real estate so that you'll be able to see the environment surrounding the actual location. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click, hold, and drag. As you can see, now you have a little better real estate. So if one of your clients would like to visit your building, now they have an idea how to get to your building now that the map is a lot bigger. Now how about the style? So let's go to the style. As you can see, this is the only options you have, normal and hover. Basically, it's what happened to the map when you hover your mouse on top of it. And I typically leave this one alone. I will recommend you to leave this one alone because I'm going to show you why. So let's say if on the hover you wanted to have a little different look, we have this thing called CSS Filter. By the way, now you have CSS Filter here and you have CSS Filter here. Now the CSS Filter here under normal, basically it's going to be applied under a normal condition. What I mean by normal condition is, even if the mouse is not on top of the map, it will apply the CSS filter on top of the map. So I'm just going to show it to you right now actually. So what happened is, okay, so it gives you a slew of options what you want to do with it. So by default, let's say if I want to increase the blur, again, as you can see, this is what it does. It increases the blur. Now see, my mouse is not on top of it. My mouse is anywhere outside, and it's, you know, and on top of it, and it's still blur. So that's basically what the normal state is. So anyway, I'm gonna click back to default, and I'm going back to hover, because this is usually how people do it on, you know, website design, although I personally do not recommend it. So if you click CSS Filter under the hover, basically what's going to happen is when I hover my mouse, it blurred, and that's basically what it does. So I can also change the saturation. I can also change the hue. As you can see, you notice the color is a little bit different now. So let me put back the blur back to 0, and let me hover on top. As you can see, it changes the color because I changed the hue. So what I want to do is I want to go bring it back to 0, I believe. Yes, and that fixes the issue. Again, like if, let's say if you want to reset the whole thing back to the way it was, just click this button, back to default, and then it should fix it. Now, transition duration is what happened, you know, the changes between the normal and the hover state. So let's say this is how it looks normal, but let's say on the hover you want to change the hue like so, but as you can see, the change is very sudden, very abrupt. So what you want to do is you want to smoothen the whole process out. You want to add a few seconds. I'll say if I add 0.5 seconds, and if I hover it, you will notice that the transition is really smooth. So if I elongate that transition, let's say 1.5 seconds, as you can see, give you a little nice neon effect in the process. And same thing too when I hover out. So anyway, if I want to remove the transition duration and bring it back to the way it was, I simply just double click this to highlight it and either click backspace or delete. And I'm gonna click back to default because I'd rather not have it. So, but anyway, that's the overview of the Google Map widgets. So if you have any question, feel free to drop down the question on the comment down below, and consider clicking like, subscribe, and hit the notification button for the upcoming videos. Have a great one.